Hello everyone, this is Manisha. Welcome to our channel of Dnyanada English School. I teach social science for step 10, and in this video today I am going to share with you some tips and tricks regarding social science, how you have to study social science, how you have to read NCERT text, then how you have to write the final exam, like for writing the answer sheet, that what tips you can follow, so that I'm going to discuss with you in this video. But before we start with that, let us first see what is the syllabus of social science. Let us start with the history. History first lesson, the rise of nationalism in Europe, full lesson is going to come. Then next is nationalism in India, that too full lesson is going to come. The making of the global world, from this lesson only topic 1, 1.2 and 1.3, only these three topics are going to come. Rest part is not there for the final exam. Age of industrialization, this is only for internal assessment, that is not going to come for the final exam. Next is last lesson is print culture and modern world, again the full lesson is going to come. Then next is geography. Geography 1 to 6, resources and development, forest and wildlife resources, water resources, agriculture, mineral and energy resources, manufacturing industries, all these lessons are going to come. And the last lesson, lifeline of national economy, only map work will be there, theoretical part won't be there for the final exam. So total 6 lessons will be there from geography. Then next is economics. Development, sectors of Indian economy, money and credit, full lessons are there. Fourth lesson, globalization and the Indian economy. From this lesson, what is globalization and the factors that have enabled globalization, these two topics are going to come for the final exam. Rest part is not there. Last lesson, consumer right. On this lesson project will be given that you will have to complete. Again, this lesson is not there for the final exam. And the last is civics. These all lessons are going to come. Power sharing, federalism, gender, religion and caste, political parties and outcomes of democracy. So this was all about your syllabus. Now let us discuss the pattern paper, that which type of questions will be asked in your final exam. So let us start with section A. In section A, all MCQs will be there, which will carry 20 marks. Each MCQ will carry 1 mark. Okay. Then next is section B. Section B will be very short answer type questions will be there, which will carry again 8 marks. Each question will carry 2 marks. Like this, 4 answers you will have to write. Section C, short answer based questions will be there, which will carry 15 marks. Each question for 3 marks. Next is section D, long answer based questions will be there for 20 marks. Each question will carry 5 marks. You will have to write the answers of 4 questions. Then section E, case based questions. 3 cases will be given to you. On that case, the questions will be asked. Each case will carry 4 marks. So like this, 3 cases, 12 marks will be there. Then last section is section F. Section F, map skill based questions will be there. 2 marks history map will be asked and 3 marks geography map will be asked. So like this, 5 marks it will carry. So this was all about your pattern paper. Now next, let's come to the most important part, that how to study social science. Many children ask that we find it very difficult to study the social science. Please tell us how to study social science. So here I am. So first thing is that no teacher, no session, no video will help you until you help yourself. That you will have to decide yourself that yes, I have to study social science. Not only social science, any subject if you have to study, then you have to decide yourself that yes, I have to start. Okay, I have to take one step forward. So first you have to begin with yourself, then your teachers will help you, then different sessions will help you, then your tuition will help you. But first you will have to begin with yourself. Then second is focus on consolidation rather than expansion. Now it means that you use many reference books for social science. So that is not needed. You are having 4 NCERT texts, history, civics, geography, economics. That is more than sufficient. If you will focus on those 4 books, you don't need any other reference books. Okay, so you will have to focus on the consolidation. You don't have to expand. Now next third is study with consistency, plan and execution. Now you don't have to keep so much of gap when you are studying any subject. So consistently you have to study, you have to plan how you're going to study, and you have to execute that plan. Now I'll tell you, from now October to December, now October is going on, so October to December, how you are going to plan for studying the social science subject. So October to December, approximately you can say that 75 days you will get to study, because in between so many holidays will be there. So 75 days, like you take that 75 days you're going to get. So in those 75 days, how you will like bifurcate the lessons and how you will study. So I'll give you one easy like method. First you divide the lessons. Now how you will divide the lessons? Some lessons are easy and short. Okay, they are short also and easy also. So those lessons are like, I'll tell you, according to me, these are easy and short chapters. So the making of the global world, forest and wildlife resources, water resources, power sharing, development, globalization in India, and the Indian economy. These lessons are easy and short chapters. Okay. So next is some lessons are easy but they are very lengthy. So which are those lessons? The rise of nationalism in Europe, nationalism in India, agriculture, federalism, gender, religion and caste, political parties, sectors of Indian economy. So these lessons are like easy but they are lengthy. And the last category is some lessons are lengthy also and they are hard also. So which those lessons are? Print, culture and the modern world, mineral and energy resources, manufacturing industries, outcomes of democracy. These lessons are lengthy also and hard also. Now what you have to do? You don't have to take like one category and you have to finish all those lessons in 1 month. Don't do that. Now what you have to do? Take two lessons which are easy and short. Take two lessons which are lengthy and easy. Take two lessons. One lesson which is like which is very lengthy and which is hard also. So in this way, if you will bifurcate the lesson, if you will plan in this way, it will be easier for you to study. Okay, and you can like finish all the lessons within the given time. From October to December, you can finish your revision. You can say you can finish your studying if you will plan in this way. So for easy and short chapters, for one lesson if you will give 2 days are more than sufficient, because those are short chapters. Then lengthy and easy chapters, for each chapter you will have to give 4 days. Within 4 days you can cover the full chapter. And the lessons which are hard and lengthy, for those lessons for one lesson you will have to give 5 days. Okay, so in this way from October to December you can make your plan. You can make one nice chart. You can like make 3 categories, write down the names of the lessons, and as and when you finish that lesson, just put a tick mark in front of that lesson. Okay, now next is, when you are studying all those lessons, okay, you will have to read the NCERT, which is very very important. Rather than reading the reference books, if you will just focus on the NCERT, which will be very beneficial for you. So how to read NCERT, that I'll tell you. That first thing, that whenever you are reading any lesson, you should know the storyline of the chapter. Now what is the storyline? You should know that what is there in that lesson. You are reading that lesson to get the details. So first you should know what is the storyline, what is there in that lesson. Then you will understand. Okay, that lesson must be taught in the class or in your tuition, or you must have seen any video regarding that lesson. So it is very important that you should know the storyline of the chapter. Then after that you have to come to the reading. And when you are reading, you have to highlight the keywords, important points, technical terms you have to underline. Keep one highlighter with you, highlight the key points, highlight the technical terms. Then when reading is done, you have to, like in NCERT text, at the corner they have given some blank space they have given. So on that blank space you can write what is understood, what you have understood, that you have to write by your own. Okay, in your own words if you will write it, then like afterwards whenever you will have a look on it, then it will be easier for you to understand. And last thing you want to do is that you are going to, whichever topic you have read, on that topic you can frame the questions by yourself, that which are the most probable questions are there. You have to frame the questions by your own and you have to write those questions over there. Okay, in this way you have to read the NCERT text. Now next is which mistakes to avoid. Okay, while reading it, while studying it, what mistakes you have to avoid. Avoid long gap in the revision. When you are doing revision, when you are studying, if you are keeping so much of gap, then that won't help you. Okay, consistently you have to study, you have to revise. The next is overwriting and highlighting. As I told you that you have to highlight the key points, you have to highlight the technical terms. But what sometimes what happens, no, you write so many things in that text, and afterwards when you open that text you don't understand like what is written over there. So don't do that. Overwriting and over highlighting also you have to avoid. And the next is multiplication of source. You don't have to go for the reference books, so many reference books, as I told you earlier also. So multiplication of source you have to avoid. So these three things you have to avoid. The next is how to write answers. Okay, whenever you will start writing the answer in your answer sheet, what precaution you have to take. So first, before writing the answer, what you have to do, point versus paragraph. Now what to do, like we have to write the answer in paragraph, so you have to write the answer in points. So if you'll ask me, that I'll suggest you that always write answer of social science in points. When you write the answer in points, it is easier for the examiner to to read it or to give the marks. It is easier for the examiner also, and it is easier for you also. So point versus paragraph, I'll suggest you points. Next is write according to the weightage of the questions. The children ask that, ma'am, how much to write? If the question carries 5 marks, if that question is of 5 marks, so 5 points, at least minimum 5 points you will have to write. Points means I'm telling you 5 points. It doesn't mean that 1 point, like you will make 5 points of that 1 point. In those 5 points, different 5 ideas should be there. Okay, in this way, according to the weightage of the question, you are going to write the answer. Now next is identify from where the question is asked. Like for example, mention any 2 features of alluvial soil. Okay, like features are very less. Okay, 2-3 features are there, and if the question is asked for the 5 marks, then children ask, ma'am, how to write the 5 points? Only 3 features are there, how to write 5 points? So I'll suggest you, what you have to do when you are reading the question, you need to identify that this this question is from which lesson. Okay, you have to recall it from which lesson this question is asked. Okay, lesson number 1, soil. Then different types of soil, the alluvial soil is one of them. So in introduction you can write that point, and you can make 1 point by your own. So it is very important, you need to identify that from which lesson the question is asked, so you can make 1 point by your own. Next is go through the paper during the reading time. When you get the reading time, when you get the time to read the paper, you have to read the whole paper. While reading the whole paper, some negative points are also there. When you read the whole paper, a few questions are there which you don't know the answer of those questions. So it is there at the back of your mind that I don't know the answer of this question. So what I'm going to do, how I'll write the answer. So you don't have to worry about it. Whatever you know, you will have to start writing about it. If you will take tension of that which the questions which you don't know the answer of, so you won't be able to write the answers of the questions which you know. Okay, so you have to go through the whole paper in the reading time. Now next, reading the while writing the answers, what precaution you have to take? Reading the question twice. Okay, sometimes what happen, we read the question in hurry and we start writing the answer, but the question is asked different and you write the answer differently. So it is very important, first you need to understand what the question is. So I'll suggest that you read the question twice, understand what you have to write. Okay, then when you read it, then structuring in mind means you have to think about how I'm going to write the answer. First, what point I have to write in introduction, what I have to write, then what points I have to write, the conclusion I'm going to write. So in this way you have to do the structuring in your mind. The next is proper sequencing. This I'll suggest for MCQs, that first if you're writing the answer of question number 2, so write answer 2 and then write the whichever correct option is there. Suppose the correct option is B, whatever the option is, that 2 you have to write. So So sequencing should be proper. Then answer should be up to the point. Don't write, if the question is asked for 2 marks, don't write so many points in that. Whatever is asked, write that much only. To the point you have to write the answer, and handwriting should be good. Okay. Many children, they say that, ma'am, our handwriting is not good, what to do? Now you don't have time like to improve your handwriting now. Okay. So what I'll suggest that whatever you're writing, keep some gap between 2 words. Okay, so the examiner can understand what is written. So if your handwriting is not good, don't worry about it. So these points you have to take care while writing the answers. Then after writing, what you have to do, proper closing should be there. Once the answer gets over, you have to draw one line. After that, underline the keywords. This again and again I tell that whenever you write the answer, you need to underline the keywords. Whichever important words are there in your point, you need to underline them. Make use of pen and scale while underlining, for underlining. Then reread the answer. Once the answer is written, don't leave it. When you read it again, then you find mistakes in that. Okay, so you get the time to correct those mistakes. So I tell the children all the time, when your paper gets over, you have to read the paper twice at least. Okay, keep 5 minutes for rereading the answers. Now, how much to write? Okay, this question is oftenly asked कि लिखना कितना है, how much to write. So you have to write up to the point, as I have told you that don't write too many things. Whatever is asked, first read the question. Whatever is asked, write that much only. But write complete answer according to the marks allotted. As I told you, if the question is asked for 5 marks, then 5 different ideas should be there in all 5 points. Okay. Then next, for example, participation of masses in non-cooperation movement. If the question is asked that write the participation of Indian masses in non-cooperation movement, so you have to write 5 points. This question is suppose is asked for 5 marks. So you have to write that participation in towns, participation in countryside, tribal people, how they participated, then plantation workers, how they participated, then middle class people, how they participated. In this way, 5 different ideas you have to write, you have to cover in the 5 points. In this way, you're going to write. How to write the answer? Write up to the point, write complete answer, okay, and write according to the marks allotted. Now next is writing, means writing in own words or bookish language. Many times this question comes in your mind, or you ask that, ma'am, bookish language में लिखना है या अपने मन से लिखा तो भी चलेगा. So you can write the answer by your own, but you need to use keywords. Okay, as I told you, when reading you have to underline, highlight the keywords. Those keywords if you will use in your answer, then you will get full marks for your answer. Okay, you can write answer in your own word, but you need to use the keywords in your answer. Okay, now next is introduction and conclusion. Now how to start your answer with the introduction, and how to conclude that answer. Now suppose describe any one example I'll give you. Describe any 3 provisions of amendment that made in Indian Constitution in 1992 for making the 3-tier government more effective and powerful. This question is asked. How you going to write the introduction? Introduction is there in the question itself. Okay, so you can write that the 3 provision amendments which is made in the Indian Constitution in 1992, which makes the 3-tier government more effective and powerful, are as follows. ये आपका एक point हो गया, is as an introduction. Then how you going to conclude? Then you write that whichever 3 provisions are there. एक introduction हो गया, 3 provisions हो गए, and the last is conclusion. In conclusion, you can write the above given points prove that the 3-tier government is more effective and powerful. In this way, you have made all the 5 points. Okay. In this way, you can write the introduction and the conclusion. Now, how the presentation should be there of the paper. So you have to use which pen you have to use, blue gel pen or ball pen, whichever you feel comfortable in, so that pen you can use, but use only blue pen I'll suggest. Then underline, as I told you that you have to underline the keywords, for that you use the pencil. Start any section. Now which section to start first? Start any section first, but I'll suggest you that sequentially only you should go A, B, C, D, E, F, or F, E, D, C, B, A. In this way also you can go. Then start every section on new page. Okay, if the 4-5 lines are left, leave those lines and start new section on new page. Then draw margin at the right hand side. Don't draw like very long margin. Okay, the margin should be very short, otherwise what happens, some children draw too much long margin and they try to fill up many papers. So don't do that. So examiner will come to know that. So don't do that. Draw very short margin. And last, for map you have to draw index, which is very important. Index should be drawn. Make a nice box inside that, which symbol you have used for what that you want to write with the pencil. Okay, this was all about that, how to write the paper, how to study social science. All the best for your exam. Thank you.